Trump aides under microscope after Michael Cohen names fortune. President Donald Trump probably isn't the only one sweating over from his former personal attorney, Michael Cohen. 3 top executives of the Trump Organization were implicated by Cohen on Wednesday, suggesting they may face scrutiny by federal prosecutors. The chief financial officer, Alan Weisselberg, was involved with Cohen in paying hush money to an adult film actress in the days before the election with Trump's blessing, Cohen said. Weisselberg and Cohen also took aim at a fellow personal lawyer for Trump. He said the attorney, Trump's longtime fixer, directed most of his fire at his old boss. Cohen testified, following his aborted summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, Trump told reporters Thursday in Vietnam that Cohen lied a lot in his depiction of the president as a racist and con artist and assailed House Democrats for holding the hearing as he was abroad. Having a fake hearing like that and having it in the middle of a very important summit like this is sort of incredible, Trump told reporters at a news conference in Hanoi, after his talks with Kim ended without an agreement. But the tantalizing clues that Cohen offered about ongoing investigations that appear to involve Trump and his associates loom ominously. Cohen's disclosure that he's cooperating with federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York on matters he said he couldn't discuss publicly spurred a grave tweet from Chris Christie, the former New Jersey governor and U.S. prosecutor. The words that he said today that would send a chill up my spine at the White House would be, "I am in constant contact with the Southern District." Pressure on top figures in Trump's business could force them and others to cooperate in hopes of gaining leniency, much as some pivotal figures from Trump's campaign, including Michael Flynn and Rick Gates, ultimately agreed to assist investigators. A representative for the Trump Organization didn't respond to requests for comment from the company and its executives. Seculo, the White House and many Republicans have cast Cohen, 52, as an opportunistic liar. He was sentenced to Cohen's often explosive allegations Wednesday before the House Oversight Committee suggest that Trump and some of his associates may have been involved in white-collar crimes. Such criminal his testimony shed new light on how he was reimbursed for paying $130,000 to Stormy Daniels, an adult film star who said she had sex with Trump. In pleading guilty, on Wednesday, he said Weisselberg decided that reimbursement payments to Cohen should be spread over 12 months so they would look like a retainer agreement, rather than a one-time payment. When Cohen was asked, there is potentially another Trump Organization associate, described as Executive Number 2, who was forwarded the Cohen invoice, according to prosecutors who handled the Cohen case in New York. When asked about that, Cohen also traced out some of the pathways federal prosecutors could pursue toward potential bank fraud or insurance fraud by Trump's business or its executives. Trump lowballed the value of his assets for tax purposes while inflating them for other audiences, Cohen testified, brandishing 3 years' worth of skeletal financial summaries from 2011, 2012, and 2013 that he said has been given to banks and journalists. Trump provided and on at least one occasion, Trump provided an inflated valuation of his assets to an insurer, Cohen said. That would make his bid. Asked Wednesday who else knew about Trump providing inflated assets to an insurance company, Cohen said, Alan Weisselberg, Ron Lieberman and Matthew Calamari. He didn't elaborate. At the start of his testimony, Cohen apologized to lying to Congress in 2017. He said he did it. In the 2017 testimony, Cohen had told lawmakers that a proposed Trump real estate project in Moscow was dead by January 2016, before the Republican primaries had begun. That matched Trump. However, in his guilty plea, Cohen admitted that the project continued at least until June 2016 and possibly longer. Pressed on Wednesday to explain why the misleading testimony wouldn't raise a protest among those lawyers, Cohen said the edits were in keeping with a party line. The goal was to stay on message, which is limit the relationship, whatsoever, with Russia, Cohen testified. It was short.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.